Futures taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to New York slave, every session speaks your name.
Stop, Phil.
You were there before the bell.
Good morning, guys. All right, give me a little time to get set up here. Sorry, I had a lot of things going on this morning. We're talking about Ichimoku this morning. Let me get my system going. I'll let it run in the background here. I'm just on sim trading right here. Oh, you know what I want? I want that. I want to get a different one I was running last night. Alright, going into Ichimoku. Overall, we're bullish. Above the cloud. Still above the Kijun here. Let's see if we're going to get a Kijun bounce. I don't know if we're going to get a Kijun bounce out of that. We still got some room here to the downside. Our lower B4 indicator right here usually oscillates to about a 3, -3. We're in a squeeze here, so it may push extended to the downside. That's pushing through the Kijun. There's an area of pass-through in the cloud, so there may be support down here. Looking left, what does that look like with price action? Some possible support in this consolidation zone here, especially those two bottoms there down here. Overall, still bullish until we close below the cloud. This is our B4 show you. Let's see, do I have my strategy? No, my strategy's not on. I'm going to have to probably remove this strategy. Hold on a minute. If it doesn't initiate here, I'm going to remove it. I'm going to re-add it. Template load. I'm just going to use that one. We did almost $18,000 last night. Excuse me. And having trouble enabling this morning. Let's see if we can. Might have to refresh things. Reload Ninja script. Sometimes you have to do that. Reload historical data. Get some clean data in there. Sometimes the data gets corrupted. Don't tell that to Ninja Trader. Corrupted data now. Why do you have refresh it? Give it a moment here to load.
Order submitted.
Okay. Let that Ichimoku load so I can see where we are. This is my latest version of Show You right here.
Order filled.
Before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we constant.
If it can get situated. We drop down here aggressively. Again, let's let this calculate here, get set up. Apologize for the delay. Everything's best I can do on my side. Okay, yeah.
Order filled. Order filled.
Working on another indicator over here. You see it coloring my candles there. It's uses and it has an automated stop loss in it. You see the stop loss right there moving. It didn't actually enter. It's supposed to. Do I have to check? It was supposed to have entered there for that bear. Sometimes it'll order flow will happen so fast you'll miss some. But oh, am I on the wrong? Hold on. Which one am I on? That may be on another. Probably it did enter. I'm not copy trading or anything this morning. I'm just letting it run. So that's what it was. It has been entering for me. Okay. Ichimoku wise, guys, I'm adjusting the Show You to where it's gonna use the most classic principles. You know, in Western analysis, we pull ABCs everywhere. There's certain criteria that Posada has in place to only pull these ABC targets and pull these. I've been doing a lot of research on that. In fact, I went into my archives of a B4 AMP program and found the classical information on that, so I programmed that into the latest version, which I don't have here, of Show You where it's going to pull these do price time and wave theory by the book for us. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to have that coming pretty soon. I'm 98% there on it. Right now we're still selling off. We got a target here from our original ABC calculation here. Even though that is the Western analysis way to do that, it still holds true pretty nicely. This is my first attempt at that. We had the Kumo twist, which, as you know, that's a aggressive move. A lot of times there's volatility in that, especially when the Kumo twist and the TK cross happened at the same time. In this instance, it was a weak TK cross. We're still targeting down here to the downside, to the 68.10. Like I said, overnight, my strategy did almost $18,000. Look at where it tapped out at. Guys, there's a reason for that. This is my new indicator that I'm running here. It has an automated stop loss in it. I'm going to turn it into a strategy. I've been watching it and using the signals in it overnight, testing it, live testing it, forward testing it. And it did like almost $18,000 last night with
Stop build.
2 of my other signals here, so pretty nice. I'm gonna have to flatten all. I think it's confused here. We need to flatten everything if I can.
Stop build.
Guys, be careful out there. Very volatile if you're trading this morning. Guys, be careful. I don't trade on Fridays. That's why I do this session here.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
And this is just...
Order canceled.
yeah, we're just froze there.
Order filled.
Yeah. I can't even get a
Order filled.
full screen on it. I'm gonna turn that off when I can. There we go.
Before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we hold.
Yeah, it came down right exactly to our target, guys, and tapped out perfectly on our end target.
Order filled.
Going back bullish here. Just as much as it's come down this far, it could go right up all the way here as well. Just as easily. Let's look at what we look like with our volume profile. Majority of the weight at the top here. We're coming up into a high volume node. Some possible sell pressure right up in here. What does that look like here? Yeah, we're extended to the top side here. Possible sell pressure here. I would, if I was in this position, I'd be breaking it all even and guarding capital. I'm not going to do a whole lot of messing with it, guys, because it's just so busy. It's fogged up my system there, so I'm not going to do a whole lot with it. Just kind of let it do its thing. So forgive me if I'm not doing a bunch of adjusting and what have you here. This is a new indicator that I'm working on. Kazoe. It's counting in Japanese. It's all numeric. It's all time based. Everything about it is time based.
Order cancelled. Order filled. Order filled.
When volatility spikes high, and we can't stop to multiply. We don't move by fear or hide.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, looking bullish here. Guys, if you are trading this morning, please, like I said, exercise caution. I wouldn't recommend trading in this environment.
Order filled.
Alright, here we are right here. I think our targets are still going to hold true for us. That's our V. Yeah, that was NT. That was N. That was right. Okay, that was the N target. Starting to learn the colors here on these things. All right, so let's see if we make it up to our V target, which is 68, 65.50. Let's see, 65.50. Yeah, that's going to be at the top of our brackets, guys. If you know our B4 algo, you know our brackets.
Order filled.
They are very nice to have on your side to understand where price action is at a certain time in the market. And the expected range of movement. I have one of my NQ stop losses in place. I'm going to adjust that tighter for ES. I just want to get a visual on it. That's why I'm running it this morning. I want to get a visual on it on the ES, see what I need to do to it to make the adjustments.
Order canceled. Order filled.
That was part of the play while we did so good last night. And that's all messed up. In the overnight session, the mechanics of this work very well in the overnight lower liquidity of the NQ. I want to take that and adjust it for the ES. So I just want to see it on the ES so I can. Kind of got to have a visual. Can't see much right there with all that mess going on. But I'm just going to let it do its thing. Let's go back to our Ichimoku chart. That's what this morning's session's about. Overall, if we can get below the T and the K here, we'll get back bearish with Ichimoku. Like I said, wild whipsaw action, crazy this morning.
Order canceled.
When you see these big candles like this in the morning, guys, that's basically untradeable atmosphere there. Wait till you start ironing out trending, decent sized candles, which you see more accustomed to seeing. Trending, breaking those parameters. You need to either break the N target or the V target here and get some trending action in before you start trading, guys. In my opinion. You may have a total different style and able to do that. I'm not.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
We're one. There's still room to the upside on this move. I'm catching it from the opposite side here. There's still room for it to go on up. Ichimoku wise, the T and the K are paired together here. The cloud, the SSA and SSB are paired together right there. You have some extremes laid out here, and because you have those extremes laid out right there, it could keep whipsawing just like it's doing now. Until we start seeing some direction in the Ichimoku.
Stop filled. Order filled.
We're at 2.31. Keep in mind the rotation of the lower B4. If you're not aware of that, it's an oscillator. It's a lower oscillator, and especially with these 210 candles with these Unirenko style bars, it works very in step, very accurately to noticing. You get up to 3, you're extreme long. You get down to -3, you're extreme short, overbought and oversold. Your 0 is your bounce mark. A lot of times, whenever you have a continuation, it'll come back, reload at 0, and then continue the move.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Screams lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to New York flame, every session speaks your name.
So you're trying to, okay, we're doing a broadening formation.
Order filled.
No, not necessarily.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
All right, guys, we're at 2.47. Need to lock in, or hopefully you're not trading this stuff, but you need to lock, if you already need to lock in. It may make it all the way up to here to 858. It may flip here. I'm trying to wait to see if we're going to see some Ichimoku price patterns start working out here. Right now, not necessarily. And be moving all this up. Can't do it all at once.
Stop filled.
I wouldn't be in it that large anyway. See if I can flatten it off.
Order filled.
We're probably coming down here to the net. Remember, the -3 is where you want to keep your eye fixed here for your support. Wild movement this morning. Sometimes when you get the squeeze, whenever you get into the extremes, it will push a little harder, but we're waiting to see if that's going to flip over, especially get over that midline right there for a bullish entry. So you watch your little trend line right here on your lower B4. When you're getting tighter right there, that's a good sign that you're extreme on your position. Especially, like I said, we're at -3. We're looking for a bullish
Order
setup.
filled.
It entered bearish right there. So what I do in situations like that is I try to break it even as soon as I can, or minimize my risk in those situations. It's happening so fast this morning, I can't really do that effectively. But normally I would be pulling this. Those who watch me live know that I'd be pulling it down, minimizing my exposure, looking for the long.
Order submitted.
Guys, it's still noteworthy to note that your T and K paired, your SSA and SSB paired. You got some extremes here. When you have extreme moves like this and they're paired, it could go anybody's way. Nothing really determined as far as Ichimoku wise. It's at a balanced state, and it could push hard.
Order filled.
That's what it's doing. Very unpredictable, very volatile. Again, if I was going to trade this today, I would wait till it broke out of my V or my N targets there and started have some normalcy to the trend before I would probably trade this today. Okay, I watched this enough to know where I need to tighten it up.
Order filled.
I'm going to change it back to my normal. Yes, it's close to it. Okay, my shoulder dots are starting to give a little hint of what could be taking place.
Stop filled.
On my lower B4 indicator here. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. What are show you dots? That's these little dots that you see here. They're very predictive. And we're looking up to the bullish side here. We're looking for some possible bullish activity. Looking for a Kumo twist to the upside, which is a volatile move. Could happen here in a little bit. I would have already broke that even had I not been talking. We're flipped over to the shorts. And again,
stop filled.
No matter what, minimize exposure. Lock if I can. Lock in if I can. We're looking now. It may bounce on the zero line.
Stop filled.
No, it's breaking the zero line. I was looking at the zero. Sometimes if it's going to continue to the upside, it'll bounce. It'll have your pullback, bounce on your zero line. We still may get that bounce. It looks like it might be working itself out. That would be a continuation to the upside and a move to the mean. This line right here is our mean. The cyan line right there. I would be guarding capital right now. Again, this is too aggressive to trade, guys. Don't be caught up in this.
When volatility spikes high, and we can't stop to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No FOMO chase, no ego swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we all stand here.
If the candles are green, it's because my Kazoe right there, that's a buy condition, and it hadn't even signaled the trail yet.
Stop filled.
Again, it uses all numeric values. in the market.
Stop fill. Order filled.
Okay, that was it would have trailed there to shut it down. Okay. It would have got it short. There,
Stop
it would have got it short here.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
And that's where
Order
the stop
filled.
loss was. It would have got us long here.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
There's a stop loss there. That would have been guarding a little bit of it. It wouldn't have. It wouldn't have lost yet. Yeah, it would have lost because it would have lost. Doing some forward testing with that today. Been doing it last night.
Stop filled.
Just a couple number theories in the market.
Absorption where the buyers be. Shift in pace, so we operate by
See if we get, so it's showing a future TK cross here, future Kumo twist there. If we can get above this cloud, I'll say we have some potential here in a move. Let's draw this out.
when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype, we stabilize the decline. No FOMO chase, no
I think that's right. It's going to be formed like that. Yep, that's what it's doing. It's going to be forming like that. Wedging in there, setting up for a break here. That looks right. That's what it's doing. That's the microstructure. That's what microstructures say. Yeah. Support here. Okay. So, looking at that, that's a P pattern in Ichimoku. Looking at this, I'm expecting a possibility to an upside. It looks a little weak there, but the way we typically do that, guys, if you're familiar with the way I do this, these are our trigger lines on this pattern. That one's a little lower. We'll just let it go here. So we typically use a little measured move here. Some people pull it straight there. I'm more inclined to pull it like that. Target here, target there. Kind of having to act fast here, so bear with me. I may not draw all the elements, especially whenever it's acting up on me. So if that breaks here, just go to the middle. Just to drag it. Will it use my push? Does my bump button work? No, it doesn't. Close enough. Okay. So there's a possible trade setup. You can also do the same thing on the inverse here. I'm not going to do it. The end target's good enough. Don't need to duplicate that pain of that drawing. We're high on the hog here. I expect a possible pullback if this setup did work. Our Kazoe is trailing it right here. It entered it down here, right there, and it's trailing right there. That would have taken it out right there. Using number theory and everything, multiple discipline number theory, different things that I've found useful in the market over the years. Makes it sound like I've been in this a long time. I've only been doing this like 7-8 years now. Not like Barb 25, 28 years, whatever in. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the Ichimoku. That was a break, a trigger line, meaning an entry line. Target 1, target 2. Looks bullish. Above the cloud, bullish. Chicow. Don't have the clean break on the Chicow yet. We're still in the noise here. That's why you're getting this little. And look where it touched. Right here. So this is where your noise is at. That's where your resistance is at. That's why we've slowed down right up in here. Got a little pullback. That's right. Coming back to 1, not quite to the 0. It's going to be kind of iffy in here to the upside. Could pop up to here to the 68, 69 area. How does that correlate to our targeting? That's above our target midway there. That's our stop loss on our Kazoe. Again, that's just in development, something I'm playing with. I've been working on Show You for 4 months. I needed a break the last 3 or 4 days just to play with something to make some more progress on it. And these number theories have been going through my mind constantly. I'm like, man, I got to build it. So there it is. If Barb likes it, it's always subject to if Barb approves it. If Barb likes it, we might do something with it. We'll see. As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty much done. I'm going to turn it into an automated strategy with the entrance and stop loss and all that trailing. Do some running on it and let it see what statistics, what it does. All right. Here we go. Looking at the B4, we made it to our target, to the Z penny, and it got tired. Broke our trigger line, which means that's our inner line. Got to the first target. Take partial profits there. Trail the rest of it. Don't let it make a loss. That's how we typically will trade that.
Connection lost.
Get back hooked up. All right. If we break back over there, I could re-enter that if I decided to let order flow, turn that on and let order flow do it. Let me get hold on, I gotta get back here. Strategies, we disenabled there. Let me reconnect that. So I'm going to remove, we'll put that strategy back on there. It's our indicators. That's a strategy. What am I doing? Template load, I want this one. Boom, boom. Kazoe would have sold here. There's your stop loss on it. Trailing it. Looking for a bullish move. Notice where we're at. We're down here at the bottom, guys. With our B4. Kazoe would have entered. It would be guarding it. Ichimoku wise. Starting to form here. Still overall bullish, even though it's hard to hold all this, we're still bullish bias Ichimoku wise, guys. We haven't got to the trade the pullback part yet in the first wave. Ichimoku is going to come in waves. You got wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 typically in a trend. They use everything in Ichimoku breaks out in series of 3s. It's pillar systems. A lot of it's Kihon Suchi principles. Just to show, guys, let me zoom in on this a little bit, just so we can look at it a little bit. I'm just curious what my number theory. See the green and the red? This is where it would have taken trades and killed the trades with my number theory. Pretty nice. Took all that, took the re-entry of that, took that, took that, took that, took that, took that, took that, that, all that, got flipped and chopped around, made back up. Pretty nice. Gray area right here. We're looking to go bullish, squeezing. We get above the cloud. Cloud and the TK field, TK cloud and the Ichimoku cloud are kind of overlap right there. This is a severe consolidation zone here. There's probably some volume hitting in here. Yep. Look at the volume building up. See the volume right here? Yeah, the volume built up right there. The reason why I was saying volume was because the overlap of the TK cloud and the Kumo. And yes, that lined up with what we saw happening here. Kazoe saying enter here. Definitely enter there. There's different. I got different settings on it. What I was showing you a while ago was the actual one of the higher probability settings, and that's driving the candle color in this particular setup of it. But it would have actually entered it here, or actually there, where it started counting. But anyway, I'm gonna make it to where it pyramids and does an order and then adds an order. I'm gonna probably do that option to it. Okay, we've got to get above the Tinkinson. The Tinkinson and Kijinson are spread wide apart. We need to close above there. There's our kiss dots right there, guys. Those of you who follow along with us, you know what our kiss dots mean. Everybody tells you to trade the pullback. I'm not going to give away all the sauce here, but this starts counting down for the pullback in the market for the first wave in Ichimoku. When we get past these dots, we can look at getting long again on a conservative side. We've already fulfilled what those dots are built for. We've already did that, coming back and touching the Tinkinson here. With the volatility in the market, I'd probably still be looking for the trade above this, above our first target, because this was a measured move here. Traditional Ichimoku, what most people know is trading above the Tinkinson there, and that still holds true. As long as the price stays above the Tinkinson, you can stay with the trade. In this volatile environment, I just still wouldn't be taking this right now. There's our VWAP right there. We're down to 1.9. This could push all the way to 3. Pushing all the way to -3 would get us down here to your area. I don't know if it's going to make it. It may be flipping. Like I said, we have already fulfilled the purpose of the kiss dots. Right now, this is the extremities of it. Look at the equidistance, the distances of the thick T and K versus price action. If you took that and measured that, the thickness of the T and K, you'd probably come up to about right here, and that's the extremes of it. We need that Tinkinson to start moving upwards. This cloud to start moving upwards and breaking these kiss dots here before we get long again.
Absorption where the buyers be. Of structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Still in shipping how we stay. Pretty curve, rising well because you were before the bell.
Let's see if I could get this back to get engaged here.
When volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype. We stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase.
Order filled.
Alright guys, again, this is not trading advice. Guys, be careful in this environment.
Before the highs and before the lows, before the wind
Stop filled.
constant terror. You were fatal before the doubt, before the system, before the plan, before the vision. First beat.
Order cancelled.
Every candle.
Order filled. Stop filled.
Screens lit up before the dawn.
Order cancelled.
Futures
Order.
taking pressure
Or.
on.
Stop filled.
Liquidity
Order filled.
we don't step in there
Stop filled.
from Asian script to New York slave. Every session
Stop
speaks
filled.
your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.
Would be pulling all this stuff up, but I can't. I'd be putting it all at that stop loss there. Oh yeah, now it's gonna let that one move, but not the other ones. Get locked up, why don't you?
Win or loss, we testify. You're the reason we apply. Before the entry, before
Stop filled.
the entry, try to prove. Before the breakout,
It could do a quick jump up to here.
Order submitted.
Still got room here. That deal. It's coming up to that line there, and that's there at that line
Order
there.
filled.
That makes sense. Overall bullish.
footprint heat. Where the buyers be.
It's one of our lines. Get time to lock in on that, so that works.
No reckless play, still in shipping how we stay. Pretty curve,
Guys, be careful.
because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high,
We're at 2.51.
can't stop to multiply.
Keep in mind that it usually, again, if you don't have the free B4 indicator, go to our website, b4indicators.com. Download our B4 indicator.
Stop filled.
It doesn't work as good on minute charts. Not as locked in as it is here. You might be able to find some free Renko bars for free if you're trying to get started. I would look and do some searches, see if I could find some Unirenko or Renko. Or you might find similar results. It's not going to be as good as our B4 bars, but you might find similar results here.
Order filled.
I don't know. I don't use the other Renko or Unirenko candles. Our B4 bars are far superior than those.
Stop filled.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Futures taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone.
Guys, again, with Ichimoku, we are loaded long.
To know your slave, every session
Starting to make some new highs.
Stop filled.
and order
We need to get past here. We could break all the way to here. I didn't relay out the next move. That's close enough here for the girls I date. There's a little difference in the pattern here. I don't have time to reload it and redraw it. You get the gist of what I did from the last time. We'll just trail this
Target
thing.
filled.
That's our target. Right there. Already laid out for us, guys. 68, 69. Using our footprint. Where are we at here with the lower B4 indicator? We're overbought. We're looking for a short. There's my Kazoe. Signal to short.
Order filled.
That little line that you see right there is where it's guarding the position. Uh-oh.
Stop filled.
And it would have took that little short out. That short would have lost.
Stop filled.
Overall, we're still bullish here. We'll come down.
Stop filled.
Yeah.
Order filled.
We're going back bulls. This is not facing all this leveling out. Yeah, we're still going bulls. Got a little divergence building in here, but we're still going bulls. Okay, this time hitting that target, we still got some room in it with our oscillator. So this may be the push all the way to the top because of that. There's still room here on the oscillator. Yeah, we're at a resistance.
Stop filled.
But
Stop filled.
we may be able to push through that resistance. And look at our target. We're targeting up here. I know I didn't redraw that, but still somewhere in this vicinity. Where is that in relation here? Let's see, is that link? Yeah. I don't have anything there.
Order filled.
Yeah, okay. I'd be minimizing my impact on this. Okay. Sellers, okay, sellers, okay. Maybe I'd let it ride. What does that look like? Zoom in on it. Okay. Retailers lightening up on it. Volume building at the top side. From the top side. Volume built the bottom of that candle. The wrong direction. That's the band right there. That's the bulk of volume that did push it down.
Stop filled.
And we're guarding the last contract above it.
Order filled.
Couldn't handle it. Okay.
Order filled.
Bullish position, our bullish layout is working. Why did I even pull that?
Stop filled.
Guys, exercise some caution this morning. It's getting a little bit more tradable, but Okay. What are you doing? You're freezing up on me. I ain't trying to draw objects. What are you doing? Get out of there. Trying to drag stop losses. Okay. Again, let me take a little bit of time. I just want to take a little bit of time. I'm not going to pull the full theory. I just want to see what it looks
Stop
like.
filled.
I know
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
no, I wasn't
Stop
talking.
filled. Stop filled.
Yeah, I knew it was a little bit different. There's a
Stop filled.
what I'm trying to do. Trying to put that up here without messing up my chart. Ninja Trader. What's wrong with you? I ain't gonna worry about it. You know what I'm trying to do there? I'm trying to move that up to the top of our target here. Alright. Hane lines. Hane meaning half price. That's your Ichimoku lines here. Pointing up. All up. That means we're aggressive to the upside. We're looking for bullish moves.
Order filled.
Counter trend here. May be short-lived. Be careful with it.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
I would have already drug all those down.
Order filled.
Okay, I like the 12.
I really like these days with you.
Yeah. In the middle of the range.
Yeah, middle of the.
Yep. So what Walsh talking about? And if I can, with that, why is it?
It just always suggests kind of indecision.
Well,
These are
Stop
always
filled.
difficult days where I look for that 6-minute opening range.
we always look for. Yep.
Look closer towards the 30.
I've actually, Walsh, just like we have our scenarios with algo, and I won't talk about it too much on the public channel here, but just like we have all of our scenarios for the algo, I've developed my own personal, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the AMP, a scenario for the opening range. When and when not to use the opening range, I've fine-tuned that. Yeah. So that's really nice. You know, sometimes the opening range just takes off immediately and you're
Stop
working.
filled.
Sometimes it doesn't. Well, I've narrowed it down to a science there, a scenario set up when to use that a 6-minute opening range and not to. So. Looking at Ichimoku. So that's what our topic is today here in the free channels here. We've made it to our target. Look at what price is doing. See the aggressiveness you had here? As you was coming out there, you hit your target. Guess what? You no longer have that aggression. Did it work? Yes. Could it
Order
continue?
canceled.
It can continue. Did that
Order
work?
filled.
Absolutely, that worked. where are you at? Always keep in mind your lower B4 indicator. Guys, if you do not have the free B4 indicator, go to b4signals.com. Pick it up. It's free. Learn how to use it here. We got it for trading view, for Ninja Trader. I think Bart even brought out of the archive the old Thinkorswim version and put it
Stop
back.
build.
Where are we at? Well, how can I use the free B4 indicator? Well, not like that. There we go. Well, again, guys, like I said, I don't know how it works on other Uniranko systems or Ranko bars or whatever. Default out of Ninja Trader. However, with our B4 bars on 210 settings, 220 intervals of 10 there, it will work beautifully. Overbought, oversold on the -3, 0, +3. That's all you need to keep in mind. Learn that system. Simplicity is key. Try to keep it as simple as possible. We got the squeeze going on. Again, these squeezes, you'll notice, hey, Chuck, I'm starting to notice something. It squeezes at the top, squeezes at the bottom. Well, that's why it's a squeeze. It means pressure's building and somebody's got to give up. It happens at what we call your overbought and oversold areas. I know that there's some trading police out there that, hey, there's no true overbought and oversold. He don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, okay. We'll just use that term anyway. You gotta have some kind of measurability.
Stop build. Order build.
Absorption where the buyers be. Structure, shift in pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Still in shipping how we stay. Equity curve.
Stop build.
Because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply.
So we've come back, we found support on the Tinkinson. Possible support on the Tinkinson. Just as I say that, it starts acting up on me. Having the Kramer effect. Shouldn't open my mouth. But, hey guys, that's how it happens. You put yourself out there, the market will start it might hear you.
Order cancel. Or.
Here we go. We got a short. That was from our number theory.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
This is I don't like this. This isn't a good position here. And this is probably more than likely going to be some chop up here, so just be careful with this one. Oh, We are at support here. Got some open territory here down to the mean. Like Walshy said, these days when we're right there in the middle of our range, he was talking about our algo. We have scenario trades, everyday trades laid out for us, and we have like a little runway out there, and it's a certain range that we look at, and when it opens in the center of that range, it's usually going to be a distribution set up where you're basically going to do a D pattern. That's a distribution.
Stop filled.
A D pattern where you're going to have some consolidation there. And it's just going to chop back and forth. That's what it did this morning. Walshy talked about how we use an open and range on those days. We do that, so. And we do it for a reason. We're at here. We're down on -3. We're on the short side. We're on the bottom of the low side here. Band's tightening in. Hadn't got quite to a squeeze position yet, but we're right there at our mean. That's that cyan line right there. That's fair value. This is where the big boys are going to decide, okay, do I want to start laying down some money? Or do I want to sell off my positions? This is where they're starting to make their decisions. Notice the difference between the volume here and the volume building there. So usually at a place like this, I can lock a trade on either side. That's another thing I like about our 210 size bars here.
Stop filled.
I can lock a trade on either side of that, and we can use our indicator. It's not going to let me. We could place, like I could place a resting order there. I could have placed a resting order below here and a resting order above there.
Order filled.
And let it come on and take me into a position. Usually, whenever you lock at a candle like that, at one of our 210 bars and lock, especially at when you see a volume building up, you'll usually, and I'm sitting there talking, usually what I was going to tell you is you have enough time to get a scalp in there and to pop it in and to actually take advantage of the position. I was talking about it and didn't have time to do what needed to be done. Like that. That needs to be broken even and let it take time to do its thing. And again, I was talking instead of trading, so I can't do both at the same time. It just doesn't work.
Stop filled.
Boom, I'd lock that down more. We're at support here, possible support. Looking left, right up in here. Looking at Ichimoku. The flat of that previous Kijin. That's a major area. The longer these areas, the stronger they are. So learn that. Get some takeaways from today, Ichimoku wise. The longer the flat spots in these Tinkinson and SSB, and the Kijinson. I'm sorry, Kijinson, Tinkinson, and SSB. The longer those flat spots and those lines, the stronger the area of support or resistance. One good thing about Ichimoku is you don't need to draw a bunch of levels on your chart. They're already done for you. I mean, we made that to the penny on that move. I'm just going to kind of clean this up in case we got to draw it again. Let's see, what can we get out of here? Can we find a pattern here? Yeah, we can. That fine support right there.
Stop build.
That's not necessarily one of our Ichimoku patterns.
Order canceled.
Let's see what that's going to do. If we
Order
break
filled.
there, we can definitely come down to here. A nice clean trade. That's counterintuitive because it's against the Ichimoku, so I would think we're going to stop out there. Possibly find support here at the previous support or here. I'd be minimizing exposure on this trade. Be trying to look for a break even.
Before the bell.
Stop.
Couldn't get it.
Stop build.
Minimize my exposure on that. Mitigated risk.
Order filled.
That's what I'm looking for. We got our tools here. We get above here.
Order submitted.
We can get back engaged, bringing it to our mean. I'd be breaking it even if my chart wasn't freezing up on me. It's freezing up because I got multiple things open. I've got a very extensive chart here. Then I got my streaming. I'm streaming it on two different things here and recording. So it's taking a lot out of my computer here. That's why it's freezing up on me, guys.
Stop
I'm not going to
build.
be able to do this multi-streaming anymore. I'm going to have to stick to one streaming format or another, especially whenever I'm
Order
trading.
filled.
I am bullish bias. I'm thinking if we expect we get above that Tinkerton, we could come all the way back up to here.
Stop build. Stop build.
With that being bullish, that pattern does make sense. It's a broadening formation, a Y pattern, but it's just not much exaggerated here. But I do
Order
believe
filled.
if we get above that Tinkerton, it can come to fruition, coming up and targeting right up in here. And I'll go ahead and do that. I don't have my little heart.
Stop build. Order canceled. Order filled.
Futures taking pressure. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asia
Price action is a little bit more tradable now.
when the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.
It's settled down a little, for now anyway, it's settled down a little bit. I'd be breaking this even if I could, or minimizing my exposure on it, because I'm still bullish biased.
We testify of the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the entry.
They got room here to come down to the zero
Stop build.
and do a bullish continuation. It could flip right here.
Order filled.
I think that's what it's going to do.
Stop build.
I went
Order
above
submitted.
that. That's a resistance. See, let me show you this if you can't see it. There's a green line right there. There's a red line right there. There's a cyan line right there. Those are boundaries. Anything above that green line is a breakout to the upside, and that is resistance right now. That's why if I put adding to this position, I'd put it above that. Looking at Ichimoku, the show you dots. Again, we're focusing on Ichimoku today. The show you dots there. See how they're, this is part of our advanced package, our indicator package. You get to show you. Now I have it here on our NinjaTrader. I'm building it. I'm on a development. I'm on 2.79. I've probably built over 1,000 different versions of this in the last 4 months. Trying to nail it down, get it right. But be that as it may, here we are here. This is our show you dots. And it shows a possible push to the upside, possible push to the upside. So we're looking for bulls.
Order filled. Stop filled.
I'd be locking everything I put in
Stop
right
filled.
here. Again, I'm streaming in multiple places here, and I got a heavy burden
Stop filled.
indicator chart here, and a bunch of weight here. So it's kind of freezing me up a little bit. Most of it's due to my
Stop filled.
dual stream that I'm running here.
Order filled.
B4 indicator, and the band's just moving kind of sideways. No real direction from the lower indicator. You want to trade in the direction of the south pointing down
Stop
now.
filled.
You want to trade in that direction of the midline. Which way does that midline
Stop
face?
filled.
Keep that in mind when you're using that free B4 indicator. Now I should have been guarding instead of talking here, guys.
Order Order filled.
Like I said, you can't do both at the same time. You got to be on top of this stuff. And we're gonna freeze. Guys, this might be it for me today. I am overall bullish. Just looking at coming here, look at this chart. I am overall bullish. We've been taking some counter trends because I got a fine 210 chart here where I'm able to take those smaller moves. Overall, we're looking for some bullish activity. We got to get above this 68, 65 area. Notice how volume started building up right here. We're building a lot of volume here. We're trying to make a decision whether we're going to push through. If we push through, it should we get above that 60, that 68, 65 right there. We can really move. Now, I'm in a downward position right now, which I don't like. Let me minimize that exposure. So this is what I would probably be looking for.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Just taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked in every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to New York slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell. Wrist defining, mindset clean. Discipline behind the screen.
I'd be locking that in.
The reason we apply before the entry, before the move,
Right there at the edge of the cloud. That's support right there. Even in the 210 bars or the Renko style bars, Ichimoku principle still works. Some of the principles still work. The support and resistance part of it works. The number counting that I use, that I love, doesn't work as well because you're taking a lot of the time element out of it.
Stop filled.
absorption where the buyers be.
Using those bricks. So the support and resistance part of it works, but the timing part of it on these Unirenko bars, as far as the number theories and stuff that I use, it doesn't hold as true.
When volatility spikes high.
So Walsh, if you ever see me not really using kiss dots on 210 bars or B4 bars, that's why. Because of the price action, the traditional, even though they're a little malformed here, these lines still work. But the number theory, the timing aspect of it that I use is weaker. So I don't use it for that reason. Those.
Only use it on.
Yep, I only use them on a time chart. That's exactly right. Just dropping that piece of information just in case. I don't know. I could tell you've already noticed it, but just put it out there. Sometimes I take things for granted, and I don't realize that people don't really know that. And I'm like, and I tell them, they're like, oh, like, well, I wish I'd have told them 3 months ago. But anyway, I'm thinking price is going to get aggressive. Check out trail principles. See this momentum candles right here. Check out coming into momentum candles.
Order cancelled.
I expected in the cycle wise. I see how I put the anticipation of it reaching this target here. That's pretty aggressive thinking.
Order filled.
The reason why I say that, we're coming into some momentum candles here. Sometimes these cycles get broken in half and they make like a V. I'm thinking, man, if that could be the case here, this could be a possible aggressive move to the upside. If so, that would be where we'd be at our expectation. This isn't showing that strong, but still, we may have a possibility of getting back up here. Guys, this is not trading advice. This is for educational purposes only. You'll have to trade at your own risks. We have got out of that opening morning volatility there. That was a major mess. We're in a better trading environment now.
Stop filled.
I typically don't trade on Fridays due to the options expiration activity. Statistically, and I know some of this is repetitive to some of the guys in the room, but we do have new members here, or new viewers here, rather. Fridays, if you just go back and you look at your strategies, most strategies aren't designed, unless a specific strategy is designed for and uses internal DEX and GEX information for options, you're going to have a hard time on Fridays. You'll notice if you do your back testing, your Thursday afternoons and your Fridays are where things start slipping a little bit on your equity curves on a pure automated strategy. Most pure automated strategies.
Order filled.
So for that reason, I kind of sit back on Fridays, and
Stop filled.
that's why we have our open channel here to the public on Fridays. Get a chance to talk about Ichimoku, teach, and kind of show our products and some of the little principles. Now, most of the principles I show here, they're mine. They're not. I don't show our algo. We have some proprietary stuff that we don't let get out to the public.
Stop filled.
So I don't mind sharing the little stuff that I've learned along the way here. But we do hold dear our proprietary information. Looks like it's going to struggle getting to there at this particular time. Does it have the opportunity to? Well, let's look at the B4. Midline pointing up, background's with us. We're getting back into a trending, so we're in a continuation move. It's getting kind of aggressive here in this continuation move. We got plenty of room to the upside to make it to 3 on our cycle. Will that put us up there? I don't think that's going to put us up there. I'm thinking we're going to land mid-flight, probably here. Have another pullback and maybe make it by a run here. What would I be doing here? I'd be locking in profits. That is from our number theory. That was a potential take profit opportunity. We've already moved up our. In fact, our stop loss came into effect. There you can see right there where it moved the stop loss up. We're moving the stop loss again.
Order filled. Okay. Even though we didn't make it to my little spot, I'm broken-hearted. This is the expected high point, not a low point. So that part of it was right. We just didn't make it to our pattern point, which is okay. Stop filled.
We did make the expected swing high here.
Stop filled. Order filled.
Took another bullish move. Flatten that.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Our kiss dots firing.
Order filled.
Opportunity for the cloud to start drifting sideways. Opportunity for this to start drifting sideways unless it changes. We'll probably get into a little bit of chop here.
Stop filled.
Yeah, it may do an extended squeeze to the upside, get us some more. Let's get a divergence here.
Stop filled.
Much, not much. Hidden divergence.
When volatility strikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear.
Order submitted.
High point,
Before the bell, before the open.
cycle-wise, expectation, kiss dots firing. This sort of lining up, it could push some more and then possibly come down. So placing a resting order there to catch that if it does fall.
Order filled.
Number theory works to the short.
Stop filled. Stop filled. Stop filled.
Right, with that,
Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on.
we're coming up on our zero line here, which is where we find possible support with the lower B4 indicator, guys. Overall, we're bullish. These kiss dots that you see right here is supposed to come back and kiss the Kijinsen. So when I say we're overall bullish, I do mean that. But right now, the expectation is to come back and kiss this puppy right here,
Discipline behind the screen.
this Kijin line.
When on loss we testify the reason we apply.
Where's that in the big scheme of stuff here? Let me zoom in. It's coming back and tapping your trend line here. We're at a potential support area here. Two of those, well, actually three of them. You got your cloud. I'm not going to call both Cinco spans, but you're at your cloud. You had a major point there. And that's a major support. So there is a lot of support in this area. There's a lot of support.
Order filled.
It decided to push it. We got an unfinished auction here. It means there's some big market participants, some big heavy hands that threw some orders in there.
Order filled.
But they couldn't. Looks like they couldn't handle it. Let's see. Let me enable my strategy again. I'm curious if that would have re-entered short. It should have. Yeah, it would have here. There's my stop loss there. Again, I'm going to turn this into a strategy, probably. Complete automation with the stop loss. We'll see. Only took me 2-3 days to build it. Been studying those numbers for years now. Boom. That would took it out. Where are we here? Let's see. Ichimoku wise, that's what the purpose of the session is today. We're still looking for bulls. The conservative bullish re-entry is above these kiss dots. This is the last cycle. This is wave 1, wave 2, and of course that isn't clean waves. You could do that as a wave. I look at it a little differently with these kiss dots and what it's supposed to be, not what it's actually showing there. I'm looking at basically a wave 1, wave 2. I'm looking at, I want to see what side of the Kijinsen or Tenkan-sen I land on here. If we're going to bounce, this is where you usually get the traditional Kijinsen bounce. This is where you'll usually get that if we're going to get some strength to the upside. If not, it closes in. We're looking for a short at a target of the SSA. We have not met our objective yet. We have not touched the flat Kijinsen. Kijinsen may start coming up to price. If that does happen, excuse me. Then we got a little bit of bullish momentum in the market. This right here is anticipating some bullish activity. These show you dots. What you want to look for is this cloud to start gaining new highs. You want your Kumo to start making some aggressive movement to the upside. You want your Kijinsen facing upwards. You want your Tenkan-sen facing up. You want at least 3 of these lines in your trading environment. You want 3 of those lines. Remember, we're looking at 3s in Ichimoku. Remember that. You want 3 of those lines in your favor. These lines are not static. They are dynamic. In that regard, they're not really lagging indicators. They're pretty dynamic. I've been watching these show you dots long enough. I haven't run statistical analysis on them. They are built off of statistics. But I want to say that they are, they're not lagging. That's for sure. I want to tend to the side of predictive.
Absorption where the buyers be. Obstruction, shift in pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Still in shipping how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you are. Before the
Order submitted.
lies that take me shine. No FOMO chase, no legal swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we all stand still. You were faithful.
Order cancelled.
Before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell.
This is a little uncertain here, even though it's squeezing there at the zero. It could bounce off of the zero here, do the continuation to the upside. So I wouldn't be strong, as strong looking for the short. Let me show you something here. I want to show you something here with I want you to notice these little red, this bottom footer right here.
Order filled.
Go through and look at that. If you see a yellow, that's a buy opportunity. If you see a red, that's a sell opportunity. Go through and start looking at them and look one-to-one. Look at a one-to-one situation and count how many times that you actually won. Buying at the close of the candle. Stop loss at the bottom of the candle. That's a loss. Winner, 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 winner. Break even. Winner, 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 winner. That's just using our footer. Has a very high win rate. Okay, we did make our Keynesian quota here. Didn't think we was going to make it, but we did. This was telling a different story here. Okay, now we're starting to make new highs on the cloud. Let's look for a Keynesian, possible Keynesian bounce here. What do we look like here? Possible support region here. At possible support there. That's where the value was in this candle, where the value was in that candle. This is where the highest amount of volume was in this previous candle. We're right there in that area. At potential support, we could possibly get a Keynesian bounce here. So again, going through, looking at this, understanding volume profile concepts, big higher time frame, 30-minute, coming down, looking at your Ichimoku forecasting. How does that line up with what you're seeing here? How does that correlate to where you are with our lower B4 indicator in the oscillation stage versus our support and resistance and what we're seeing on our 210 chart? Constantly rotating. Constantly making a counterclockwise assessment. That way you got the macro, you got the forecast, you got where you are on your oscillator in real time in that position, narrowing it down, and where your supports and resistances are here in that capacity. Constantly making a circle. That way you're always considering the bigger picture, drilling down. Bigger picture, drilling down. Bigger picture, drilling down. It went through the Kijun. Let's see if it finds support on our trend line. Or if the bottom's gonna fall out of it. Okay, number theory says that could be possible exhaustion.
Stop filled.
Now, you may have heard me say, well, Chuck, you said you didn't use number theory on your 210 bars. Remember I said that a while ago, just so I don't confuse you. This is a multi-time frame. I'm digging in behind the scenes on a multi-time frame. I'm using time in this. So even though I'm using 210 bars, it's irrelevant. I made that multi-time frame so I could use my number theory on any
Order
bar.
filled. Order submitted.
Again, this is not trading advice. You'll have to trade at your own risks. We are in a better trading environment now than we were in the morning. Are we trending? No, we don't have a trending environment, but we have some stable candles oscillating correctly with our lower B4 indicator.
Stop filled.
So it's more of a stable situation
Stop
right
filled.
now, as of now.
Stop filled.
I mean, of course, we're at the zero mark here. Again, this thing could flip here and start going south on us again. What do we need to do? Need to guard below that right there. If it pushes, great. If not, I've protected capital. I've mitigated risk. Well, Chuck, you're not supposed to move your stop losses. You're supposed to let it. Well, I understand that principle, and that applies to majority of your market participants. They have no idea what they're looking at. It's drilled in here with this lower B4 indicator and looking at those principles.
Stop filled.
And our show you dots. I haven't talked about how that correlates to capital management with our trade management with our show you dots. Very powerful concepts in that. And if the opportunity avails itself, I'll talk about it today. Time theory, that's a spot to look out for exhaustion. That was a continuation move right there. Right before it, that was a continuation too. So it may push through it. Yep, pushing. Alright, look at where we're at. We're on a cycle. My expectation for this cycle, however, was to be the bottom, the swing low. It's instantly flipping on it. We're above the Tinkinson here. Notice I have Ichimoku, even though we're using untraditional candles, non-time related candles. Some of our Ichimoku principles still work. Your Tinkinson and Kijun and your TK crosses and stuff, that still works. Your cloud and your flat supports and your cheek outs, that stuff still works. The number theory, not as much. That's why my Kazoe indicator here, it uses a multi-time frame. It's operating off of a time-based chart.
Before the bell.
And it says it's selling right now. That is a possible warning to move your stop or possible exhaustion. It does have an automated stop on it, but that's only after a certain amount of time has passed, and it does use a little bit of ATR and a couple other little factors in it. It's not completely time based on my stop loss. Alright, let me get back to some Ichimoku stuff here. I see a pattern. In Ichimoku, you can have
Order
patterns
filled.
inside of patterns. Inside of your P and Y patterns, you can have the opposite pattern. You can have a Y pattern forming. You can have a P pattern forming inside of your Y pattern. If it breaks out of there, you can still use that. Have multiple patterns together. Where we're at here, we're extremely in the buy side here, extremely high. Forgive me, I'm from Louisiana. I'm kind of country, if you couldn't tell already. I call it high on the hog. I've been saying high on the hog since I was knee high to a pig's eye. So
Stop.
forgive me there.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
So we were looking for shorts.
Order filled.
We're looking at this deal.
Order
We're looking at a pattern here
filled.
forming. We're going to come into a squeeze here. What does the
Stop
cloud
filled.
say? The cloud says we're not really making any aggressive
Stop
highs or
filled.
any. What does the TK cross say? We're not doing anything aggressive. What does the pattern say?
Stop
We're probably
filled.
squeezing in here. What's likely to happen here?
Stop.
We're
Stop
likely to
filled.
get chopped to kingdom come up in here. So you need to exercise some caution here until we get a breakout. If we break out, what's our measured move? In fact, I'm sitting here talking instead of guarding. I just need to flatten that.
Order filled.
I can't change that. Let's go here. If this breaks to the upside, how does that measure out? What's the expectation there? If that does break, well, you come in here again, and you don't adjust it, you drag it, if you can get it. And again, you draw your targets. You would have your trigger lines, just like we drew on the other one. I'd put a trigger line here. And I'd put a trigger line here. And that's matching with our KISS methodology, by the way, of re-entering the trade if we pass the KISS dots. What does that look like? If we got some upside activity, I'm just going to guess that's probably the middle of that. Let me check. It's close. Close enough for the girls I date. And the target being here, target 2. Perfect. Okay.
We don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase, no ego swell. Foundation set. Before
Room on the
bell,
fish.
before the open.
What are you talking about a fish now? You don't went talking all crazy stuff. I ain't talking about fish. What do you mean fish? The cloud, it's a fish. You have a tail. Every cloud has a tail in every head. Every fish has a tail and a head. I'm thinking, is an octopus a fish? Anyway, no, it's not. But anyway, so there you are. Don't let me, I gotta clear my mind here. We're expecting this to bounce here. This is where I was saying we're going to probably get all chopped up. This is, you're building a pattern inside of that pattern there. Here you are here. There's the expected move of that pattern. It will actually probably measure. Let me see if that quits making a pattern. That will probably measure the move of that pattern close. Yep, there's the first target. There's the second target. Close. Okay, so if that breaks, that's our expectation of that. If it breaks to the downside, it's just drawing the inverse of that. That looks like it's a rising wedge, in Ichimoku, that pattern doesn't have a bullish or a bearish predicate premise. It doesn't. It could be either one. In Western analysis, they try to predict it that most of them are this, most of them are that. Not as much in Ichimoku. I just tell you could go either way and how to measure it. So what I'll look at is alignment with the cloud, alignment with the Tenkinson and Kijisen. What does my future portray? How does that work in my time cycles? How does that work in here? I don't use the time cycles as much. I'm not as I'm newer in my use of the time cycles. Kion Suchi, Title Suchi. This is just a basic implementation of it. It's a lot more advanced than that. But I use that as a base. Again, looking here, constantly making our circle. Looking for bullish. We were bulls here. We're above the value area. We're looking at bulls. They built a lot of volume right there. Hopefully that's a base for a push to the bullish side. That we're looking for a target of 68.92. Where is that? Let's lock that in as a visual. Let's just say S1 right there. We're looking at potential to S1. Let's go back here. Looking at this bullish. We've gotten weak on our Ichimoku, our fish. I didn't finish talking about that. You got a tail, you got a head. The head is the end. You don't get fed in the tail. You don't get fed in the head. You get fed in the body of the fish. That's where the nutrients come from. I want to see some progressive upside. We don't have that right now because we're still squeezing. We're still setting up this squeeze. It hasn't finished setting up yet. If it does break to the upside, like I said, we're looking at 68.92.25. Let's just keep our eyes fixated on the price here. We got a level there at S1. Let's just for sake of conversation, let's keep our eye on S1 here. And S1 lines up, yeah, like that, like I said, right there. Close enough right there. Let's look at where that relates to here. Pretty close to here. Our first target. We may have some pullback from our first target, then another move. Just planning. Looking at the bigger picture, what we have going on here, what we have here for our potential projection. Looking at Chikow Trail, a good opportunity to move. And Walsh has been in the room long enough, he's gotten good at this measurement. We're looking at a possible first target tap here. Just from this Chikow Trail expectation here. It gives us right here. I'm not going to draw all that, I don't have time to. We're looking here. Am I enabled? Yes, I'm enabled. Continuous. Okay, so we're looking for buy opportunities above this double top. What does that give us? That gives us our trigger point. There's a buy entry at our trigger point. All that is saying the same thing. So everything that I'm saying here, it's all saying the same. It all makes sense to me logically. It all correlates together. We're at 2 here. We could go to 3, get a pullback. So we might come up a little bit, retest, do some pullback, get back, test the Tinkerton, and then push. Yeah, didn't mean to draw it. It's still got room to the upside. It may go ahead and give us a full little push here.
Order filled.
Let's take a little chance on it. Again, guys, this is not trading advice. We're at 2. I usually don't want to enter a trade after 2 because you're typically chasing. I'm thinking there's still a little bit of meat on the bone here, possibly. We're starting to get that divergence. If that divergence locks in on this candle, I'll feel more confident in this position.
Stop filled.
Before the bell.
This volatility right here is kind of fighting it.
Order submitted.
Again, guys, this is not trading advice. This is for educational purposes only. I don't have any money at stake right now. I'm not live trading. I'm not copying this or anything of that nature. Again, let's make our rounds while we're waiting on this to fill out. Okay. There's volume here. This is what shut us down, that high volume node right there. We got up in that high volume node. It shut us down. If this is going to work out, we'll have to break above that high volume node and this sell point right here, which is the edge of our squeeze. By the way, that's that green box that you see right there. If you're wondering what that is, that's our squeeze. These are very prominent zones of buying and selling pressure.
Order filled.
We're above our the high volume node right there. Now we're at the exhausted point, where that trade exhausted last time. That's where we got thin prints at and our zit where we stopped out at, right up in here. Let's see what it's going to do, if it's going to be able to push that or not. Let's look at our volume. We're squeezing here, squeezing to a possible continuation. Yep, look at the volume. Volume was building here. Well, in that volume building, what do we look like with our profile? Well, we're below the point of control, which isn't a good thing for my position. We need to get above this value area high. What is my little Kazoe? Say it entered here. It's guarding there. It's no longer concerned about guarding it right now. Looking at the inner workings of this candle, there's pressure here. There's volume here. That's where we came down and found our support at. These were aggressively buyers because they pushed the market up. So this is a support area. That's how you use your B4 footprint. I was going to use my break even to lock that in, but we need to be locking that in.
Stop build.
Like I said, we were expecting a swing low here. We're expecting a swing high on this cycle.
Stop build.
Okay, again, making our circle. Trap traders right there. Trap traders right there. We're still above the tinkets, and I'm gonna keep it going this way though. What do we expect here? Well, we still got our target in mind, our S1 in mind. Okay. We come in here, we're above our we're above our initial entry, our trigger line. This has a potential to jump. We've already measured what the potential on that jump is. We can look here. That takes us to our target 1 right there. So we're looking at potential to target 1. So I got target 1 written all over it. Where are we here? We got two, so we should have some, maybe come up a little bit and have some more pullback. That puts you as a continuation move, pulling back, finding support at your 0 line here, and then continuation setup. Alright, so let's look for that to play out. So right now we can either be looking for potential shorts for the short term. And if we get above that point of control right there, getting back long. Thinking this is possibly going to come down to your 0 mark here be supported, which would be come back and retest your trigger line, retest or retest your Tinkinson here. So a principle with the Ichimoku here, with this kiss line, when it gets close right there, it gets questionable whether you're at the head of the fish or another potential. If they both turn up and pair together like it did right here, you're in a breakout situation. So it gets, whenever that line comes up, gets tight up to the top of the cloud, it's not as good of a position until it starts pairing again. Then it can be aggressive to the upside. Whenever that line crosses over, that's typically the head of the fish or a severe loss of momentum before it gains again. Again, here we are at the 0 line, making our circles. Let's get this back in place. Trap trader up here right now. We come back down to a volume area. There's our support right there. That's where we keep coming down and finding support in here. Does that correlate? Does that look like what we look like right here? Yeah. We said a possible pullback, find support at our trigger point, continuation. How does that work here? Yes. Possible comeback, come to the 0 line, continuation, support on the 0 line, continuation to the upside. Boom. How does that play here? Yes, if we can get above here, we can pop that puppy back long.
Order submitted.
Again, guys, this is not trading advice. The market is more favorable in its the way it's moving now versus what it was earlier this morning. I don't have any strength in the lower B4 here, directional wise. You want to look at that midline. Keep an eye on that midline. How's that midline facing? It's facing down, but it's not like aggressive down. We've lost the background here on the lower B4. There's the bullish. That gives me some hope. There's our. These are the major market. If you look at your histogram, you can look at it this way. These are your major market participants. Still pushing, still buying. You can say this is your heavy hands.
Stop filled.
Putting money in it. Just to kind of look at it, have a kind of a understanding of it. And whenever that histogram changes, that's whenever they're taking profits. So where do we expect to find potential support in this? Well, right up in here. If it breaks that, it's game over until we get right here. So you can use these footprints for your trade management principles and risk management. Again, coming back here, making a rotation. Where do we possibly find support? High volume node here. High volume node there. That's hey, Guess what? That lines up with the high volume here and high volume there. Just what I was just saying here. So those are high volume buying support areas right there. It's saying that here. Okay, we come back over here. We're long. Potential of it turning up. Potential of it turning up. Trading in the direction of the Kijisen. Yeah. Flat for a little while. And then turning up. Well, where it's flat, it could pull back. We hope that that's going to change. Again, there's no hope here in the market. We were expecting a low point here. We're expecting a high point here. Kijisen flat, it may turn down on us. So what I'm going to do in this particular situation, reassessing everything here, I'm going to tighten up my exposure a little bit on this position. I might get an opportunity here to show you something with our show you dots. If these show you dots start moving in your favor, the status quo in the market has changed. The initial, that's the way I look at it. My initial assessment, those barriers are no longer in existence. The market has changed. Now I need to reassess. And if these show you dots are moving aggressively in my favor, I guard it. I protect capital as we're moving aggressively to whatever direction that is. Right here, I'd be locking this in instead of talking. Buyers right there. Locking behind those buyers right there. These little yellow and red areas, these are stacked imbalances. It's an order flow concept. I'm going to try something. Attach to indicator. Properties. Does it allow me to attach it to it? That's not showing up.
Stop filled.
I'm thinking we may make it to the first target in the middle of the cycle and possibly have a pullback, then a continuation. What does that look like with the cheek out trail? Looks like some more height, possible pullback. Continuation. Guys, if this is my expectation for the Chicao Trail, then what I'm saying is that's my possible what I expect price to do.
Screams lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asia's drift to New York's slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.
Our B4 went ahead and signaled our short, a little ahead of my deal there. It says weak right there is what it says. So whenever that entered, that was entering with a counter trend trade, meaning you scale the size down of the contracts. So I have that logic built into this indicator as well. And this was a caution of exhaustion. Stop loss moved into place. That would have taken us out in that position, which would have been just a little bit of over break even. It'd have made a little money, not much. Here's the expectation of where I was expecting to find support here. Again, that's a little out, but that's pretty much what I was expecting to do. Excuse me, guys. I was up to midnight working on these little indicators. I get tied up in it, and I get to where I can't get to a stopping point, and I was supposed to be in bed by 9:30. Can't seem to get to a stopping point. So heavy hands, buying. We're at the zero. Potential bullish. Ichimoku wise, we got to get above our bracket right there. Remember earlier, our S1, or is it S2? I think we were talking about our S1 as our target. We'd already hit that.
to tape each night. No phone, no chase, no legal swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we hold stand tell. You were faithful before the doubt, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, before the bell, oh, before the bell. Screams lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asia's drift to New York's flame, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.
Order submitted.
When on loss we testify the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the edge we try to prove. Before the breakout, before the sell.
Order canceled.
Before the bell, before the profit, before the gain, before the sunshine, before the rain, before the charts and what we tell, all glorious, before the bell. Order flow and footprint heat, absorption where the buyers meet.
Alright, down here on the lower B4,
Shifting pace, still we
the aggressive buying has stopped.
no reckless play, stewardship in how we stay. Equity curve.
Momentum is falling a little bit. We're at a potential target.
Before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype, you stabilize to tape each night. No phone, no chase, no legal swell. Foundation.
I'll see if volume's starting to build.
Before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we hold stand tell. You were faithful.
Yeah, volume starting to build here. Boom, there, it flipped it. Keep an eye on your volume here. When you, excuse me, when you get to a potential reversal point and your volume builds up, be looking for that reversal. Getting volume here.
Screams lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asia's drift to New York's flame, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.
So I was expecting it to sell back off to the zero, maybe find support at the Tinkerton, and do a continuation here.
Discipline behind the screen. When on loss we testify the reason we apply.
Eventually pushing it back up to our expected move, our target. that's going to be relative to what we're looking at right here. We got our volume right there, or our volume profile. That's our point of control. It's below the point of control. As long as we stay below the point of control, it may come down to the bottom of our volume, bounce off of here, and then be able to break that if volume builds down below us. So let's look at this. Coming back, looking at Ichimoku for our forecast, looking at how that relates to our where we are in that oscillation and expected targets here. We're above that now. Again, constantly making that loop. We're above that now. If we can push that, reassessing. We stay above that, get above that, we break above this, we could get back long. We can get back long at 68.91.75. What would that look like here? Risk to reward, that would give us a target here. Using the mother candle, yeah, we could make that trade. Looking here, this is looking healthier for the upside. Where am I? I need 3 lines facing in my direction. I got 1, 2, 3 of them. Okay, I'm looking aggressively to the upside. I'm looking to be a buyer. We're above here, going back, making the loop. Yeah, we're above the point of control. That agrees. That agrees. Resting order above here, 68.91.75. Again, that's not trading advice. I'm just making the loop. I'm looking if it all is logical. This trapped in between the 1 and 1. Sometimes I draw a zone in the 1 and 1, -1 to 1. Because it kind of gets choppy sometimes in that area. Potential for this to move here in about 369 minutes. So probably in the next 6 minutes, I'm looking for some price action to change here. So we got a 3-minute chart here. I'm looking for a breakout in the next 6 minutes or so.
Absorption where the buyers be. Obstruction, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Still in shipping how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were.
Order filled.
Before the bell. Oh. When volatility spikes high. And we can't stop to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype.
There it is.
Before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we won't stand still.
Now we're tapping that target. Be careful.
Before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, before the bell.
Guys, this is not trading advice. This is for educational purposes only. You'll have to trade at your own risks.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Futures taking pressure on.
Again, making that circle. Constantly, you've got to constantly understand where you are in the big picture, where you are in the forecast, what your targets are in the big picture, where you are in your oscillation, what your order flow is looking like, what your targets are here,
Stop filled.
and constantly reassess it.
Stop filled.
Looks like this could possibly be a swing high in the cycling. If so, we may make it to our target here. That's what I have laid out here. Coming here. I did make our high here. Came back as another high here.
When volatility strikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype, to stabilize the tape each night. No FOMO chase, no legal swell, foundation set. Before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we hold
Yeah, here.
and
Uncertainty here. Fares coming into effect. Going back to here, we got support here and here. There's our resistance area. We've kind of pierced that resistance, wore down some of it. We still haven't broke it. On this time frame.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asia's drift to know your slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there. Before the bell.
Stop loss moved down to here on that short there. I don't have all the signals linked to here, only a few of them. We have multiple signals in here. So that's why you're seeing a stop loss and you're not seeing this thing take the trade. There's different options to enter those trades. There's an option to enter that trade there, each one of these. Let's just go back and look at the overall what that strategy with just the candle color and part of it would have done today. Grays would have been no trade, you'd have been out of the trade. All the greens and all the reds, you'd have been in the trade. That's one of my new indicators I'm working on. Just using number theory. Had a revelation the other day on it, so I need to go ahead and build it. I've been accumulating all this stuff, learning it and applying it, and then I had a revelation on how to pull it all together. That's pretty nice. I'm going to hand it over to Barb before long. Let him put his little beautification and his blessing on it. The entry to the long side.
Futures taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to New York slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.
You can see the little stop loss moving on it.
Order
Yeah, that's not
filled.
trading advice, guys.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
Shifting pace, still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Still a chip in how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase, no ego swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close.
Got another cycle here. Thinking it's a high cycle. Potential. Let's go back and look at our footer again, guys. Buy, yep. Buy, yep. Buy, yep. Buy, yes. Sell, yes. Sell, nope, lost that one. Buy, yes. Winner, yes. Winner, let's call that one a break even. Loss, winner, hopefully a winner. What basically calls that edge, no edge. Edge means trade, no edge means no trade. So that's trade and no trade for Barb. And Barb is one of the best traders I've ever had the privilege of knowing.
Before the bell.
Stop filled.
Order flow and footprint heat. Absorption where the buyers meet. Of structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Stewardship in how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype.
Order submitted.
Before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the
Order canceled.
constant hell. You were faithful before the doubt, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, before the bell. Oh, before the bell.
Order submitted.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Futures taking pressure.
Order filled.
Liquidity stacked at every zone.
Again, guys, this is not trading advice.
From Asian script to New York slang, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell. Wrist defined and Monte clean. Discipline behind the screen. Win or loss, we testify. You're the reason we apply.
Stop filled.
The entry, before the move, before the entry.
Order submitted.
Before the breakout, before the sell. You were God before the bell, before the profit, before the gain, before the sunshine, before the rain, before the charts and what we tell. All glorious before the bell. Order flow and footprint heat.
Stop filled. Order filled.
Absorption where the buyers meet. Of structure,
Getting support there on that Tinkinson.
by grace, stops in place, no reckless play. Stewardship in how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were
And cycle.
before the bell. Oh, when
Stop
volatility
filled.
spikes high.
That's shorts working out here.
To multiply. We don't move
See what it's going to do.
by hype, you stabilize the tape each night. No FOMO chase, no ego swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we constant tell.
Here,
We're faithful
resistance is there.
before the system.
It's right at my entry resistance.
Before the vision first began, every candle, every spell.
Order submitted.
It does go there. It can go to the 68.97, which will meet my cheek out trail expectation and the first target expectation. Squeezing.
Screens lit up before the dawn.
See what kind of pattern we got.
Futures taking pressure on. Liquidity
No notable pattern.
we don't step in
We've already made the N wave. Could be getting into exhaustion before
Stop
continuation.
filled.
Yeah, getting into exhaustion before continuation. We already made the N. So there's a I wave. I wave. I'm not going to draw it. Don't have time to. That made the N wave here. My kiss dots are my kiss dots. So we're way past those kiss dots. Went to exhaustion. This is exhaustion. Possible trend. Direction change. Possible exhaustion. Which we did get the high spot. Down. I'd have to hold deep on this. That holding does pay off. I need to make it pay off before we get there. Potential move in 3 minutes.
When volatility spikes high, and we can't stop to multiply. We don't move by fear or height. You stabilize the tape each night.
Order filled.
Chase no eagle swell, foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the highs.
There's the move. Potential move in 3 minutes I was talking about. There it is. I was looking at the show you dots. This is the major one. If that moves, it's a bigger deal. I was looking at, 6 minutes, so I usually back off a little bit, and half that 3 minutes, looking for some potential movement. There it was.
Stop filled.
So a major shift in sentiment happens if your Senko span B starts moving.
Before the bell.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Again, guys, this is not trading advice. You'll have to trade at your own risk. Each person here has their own risk appetites, different sized accounts. All that is a factor in what you can and can't do.
Absorption where the buyers be. Shifting pace, still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Still in shipping, how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't stop to multiply. We don't move by fear or height. You stabilize the tape each night. No foam, no chase, no eagle swell. Foundation set before the bell.
Stop filled.
Before the open, before the close, before the highs before the doubt, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, before the bell, before the bell.
Order submitted.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on.
Order filled.
Stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to New York slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell. Wrist defining, mind say clean. Discipline behind the screen. We don't lost, we testify. You're the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the edge we try to prove. Before the breakout, before the sell, you were God. Before the bell, before the prophet, before the gain, before the sunshine, before the rain, before the charts and what we tell.
Stop filled.
Warriors, before the bell. Order flow and footprint heat. Absorption where the buyers be. Of structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Stewardship in how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility strikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase, no ego swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we post and tell. You were faithful before the doubt, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every square.
Feeling a lot of volume there.
Before the bell.
At the top of that candle, I don't like that.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on.
I would
Stop
be
filled.
Liquidity stacked at
moving all
every
these up,
We don't step in there alone.
mitigating.
From Asian script to New York slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell. Wrist defining, mind say clean. Discipline behind the screen. We don't lost, we testify. You're the reason we apply.
Order submitted.
Before the move, before the edge we try to prove. Before the breakout, before the sell, you were God. Before the bell, before the prophet, before the gain, before the sunshine, before the rain, before the charts and what we tell. All warriors.
Order submitted. Order filled. Stop filled.
When volatility spikes high, and we can't stop to
Stop filled.
we don't move by fear or height. We stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase, no ego swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we won't stand still. You were faithful before the doubt, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, before the bell, oh, before the bell. Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on.
We're getting close to our target.
Ability stacked at every zone. We don't step in from Asian drift to New York slave. Every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.
Stop filled. Stop filled. Stop filled.
Wrist defined and mindset clean.
Got exactly to our target there.
Screen. We don't lost, we testify. You're the reason we apply.
We started overlapping right there with our value areas. Points of control lining up. Getting to our target. It's time to shut that trade down.
Absorption where the buyers be. Our structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Stewardship in how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or height. We stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase, no ego swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close, before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we won't stand still. You were faithful before the.
So we're still long, looking for potential longs. We're extended on this. But in our measured move, we're just at our first target. So we may have some plenty more growth opportunities here with the occasional pullback along the way.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian drift to New York slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell. Wrist we testify. You're the reason
It's moving our stop loss down.
before the entry, before the move, before the entry tries to prove.
Coming into potential support.
Before the sell, you were God. Before the profit, before the gain, before the sunshine, before the rain, before the charts and what we tell, all glorious. Before the bell, order flow and footprint heat. Absorption where the buyers be. Of structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless place.
Boom, that would've took it out.
We stay. Equity curve rising well because you
That would have entered long.
when volatility starts
Order
high,
filled.
and we can start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase, no.
I should have looked here. It was still below the I got to start. Always keep in mind to make my circle.
Before the highs and
We're still the better entry point would have been above that
wins, we won't stand still.
volume right there.
Faithful before the doubt, before the system, before
Should have placed a resting order.
the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, glorious. Before the bell, before the bell.
Order submitted.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Futures taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to New York flame, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell. Risk defining mindset queen. Discipline behind the screen. Win or loss, we testify. You're the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the entry tries to prove. Before the breakout, before the sell, you were God. Before the bell, before the profit, before the gain, before the sunshine, before the rain, before the charts and what we tell, all glorious. Before the bell, order flow and footprint heat. Absorption where the buyers be. Of structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless place. Still in shipping how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you were
Order submitted.
before the bell. When volatility spikes high, and we can start to multiply.
Order filled.
We don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No phone, no chase, no.
Again, guys, this isn't trading advice. You'll have to trade at your own risks. You guys all have your own risk appetites.
Before the highs and before the lows, before the winds we won't stand still. You were faithful before the doubt, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, glorious. Before the bell,
Stop filled.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to know your slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and
Got to stay above that value area.
before the bell.
Stop filled.
PLC rather. Potential support here.
Finding minds they clean. Discipline behind the screen. When on loss we testify the reason we apply. Before the entry, before
This really isn't pointing up for us.
the entry, try to prove. Before the breakout, before the sell. You are God. Before the bell, before the prophet, before the gain, before the sunshine, before the rain, before the
Potential to the upside, potential to the upside. We just got to withstand some of this.
before the bell. Order flow and footprint heat. Absorption where the buyers be. Of structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place. No
11:52. It's almost lunch. I didn't realize we got that far into this. I'm not going to be much longer here. I'm going to try to make it to lunch on time today.
When volatility
We've lost our main volatility
and we can't start to multiply.
in this lunchtime session here.
Don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No FOMO chase, no legal swell. Foundation set before the bell.
Expecting a little bit to the upside here with the show you dots.
Before the highs and before the lows.
Let's go in and look at that
The winds we hold stand.
before I sign out here.
Were fatal before the bell.
I'm expecting a potential touch all the way to 69.2675. We got a target at the 69.02. Hadn't been fulfilled yet. Everything looks okay here to the upside still. We are extended on the Ichimoku. We are in wave 3. This is basically wave 1, wave 2, basically wave 3 in Ichimoku. The way I'm looking at it, you could break it down into 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, 4 wave, whatever. I'm just using time sequencing. Basically 1 wave, 2 wave. We're in the 3rd wave, which is extended here. We want to see what side of the Kijinsen we're going to stay on. This is the key right here, is the Kijinsen,
Stop filled.
as to whether we're going to be able to sustain any move. When we get to the 65 or 76, if we get below that Kijinsen, it's lights out, basically, is what you're looking at, unless we come back, find support on the cloud
Order
that can
filled.
keep us going.
Finding minds they clean. Discipline behind the screen. When on loss we testify the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the entry, try to prove. Before the breakout, before the sell. You are God.
Order cancelled.
Major support area right there. See what's gonna do there. It's got room to come on down, possibly to here, 68.85. Let's look at how it's building inside there.
When volatility spikes high
Finding support right now.
and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype. You stay below.
And if we stay below this point of control moving down, probably going to push up here. Let's see, we're building volume. So when we build volume, we can lock on a trade on either side. That would have pushed us to the downside. What I do is typically one of my little trade scalping setups I do is when we start building volume on those candles, like we did in that situation there, is lock a trade on either side of that candle. Usually whenever it breaks through, there's enough momentum in that breakout that you can lock it. Take decent little scalps. Came right down to our target, which is right down at our Kijinsen. Remember, what we're looking at is where is price in relationship to the Kijinsen right now at this extended move. And Ichimoku wise, is this going to be the head of this little TK cross and come back down here? Is this going to be the head of the fish here? If this crosses over, this quality line right here crosses over the cloud, then most of your pickings are gone. Most of you are being fed by the bulls are out of it. The midline on the lower B4 indicator basically facing down, but not a lot of volatility, not a lot of movement in it. Sort of a weak bearish right now. If we get that going for us, we are below the value area, below everything here. Coming down, looking at this, what possible support here at the edge of our squeeze. Possible support here, but your high volume nodes right here, the main support being right here and here on those volume profile, those bumps, those profile bumps right there, those high volume nodes. That's where this candle found support at. Boom, which was finding support from here. So there's previous of a pile of buyers here. They re-engaged here, driving the market up right there. So if we sell off here, the logical reasons that we could sell off to that point again, we got to get through all of this. Where does that relate to our Ichimoku and other stuff? Well, that'd be finding support here, which isn't very likely. It's more or less that supports here. So you look at your Tinkinson, look at your Tinkinson right here. Your Tinkinson's lining up with your point of control here. You're flat here on your Kijinsen, which isn't very long, so it isn't very strong. That's your value area, your top of your value area here. You look at that one. That one right there is where this bump is at. So these lines on your flat Tinkinson and Kijinsen, or Kijinsen here and your SSB are really important. Right now we're crossing over to the downside. So like I said, what we're looking for in this stage of the trend, 1, 2, 3, we're looking at possible exhaustion here. We want to see where we are relative to the Kijinsen. If we get some more selling pressure here below, it could bounce here, or if we get some more selling pressure below here, we can take some short opportunities coming into this support here.
We testify the reason we apply before the entry, before the move, before the entry. Try
But I'm still slightly bullish inclined. Of course, I wouldn't want to get bullish until price got over our point of control there and locked above there. Starts pushing out that value area. Is where I'd try to get bullish. Right now with bears.
flow and footprint heat, absorption where the buyers be. Obstruction, shifting pace, still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play, still with shipping how we stay.
So volume right there, that's where volume's building right here. What does that look like on our candles? On our current chart, okay, volume starting to build right here. Remember, we could take one of those candles that has a lot of volume on it and lock a trade on either side of it. If this one breaks, you got to be careful because it could come down and find support real fast right here and there. So that's how I'd be using that. We are in a squeeze, looking at a potential revert. We've been having some sell-off. Let's see if this thing's going to. Let's watch this point of control here. If that point of control starts moving down here, there it goes. Point of control moves down here. Then we're building a base here, meaning a bunch of buyers have stepped in and shifted where the most volume is in this candle. Still a bearish candle, but if all that volume builds at the bottom of it and we get above that point of control, we can go bullish. Point of control moved down again. It's still squeezing. So I could turn this on and look for a long because it's too late for me to really get aggressive on the short. Where can that find potential support? Right here. And at this flat of the Tinkinson, that's a strong support area. So if I was eyeing this and I was going to get involved short, I would keep those areas in mind, which is 68.74 down here. Where are we on the B4? We squeezed as a short continuation. We're down to the negative 2.84. Remember, we at about negative 2.3. That's where we find support. Negative 3, sorry. What would that look like? Coming down to our bumps that we're talking about here, possibly finding support in there. That lines up with this support here and there. Let's see if that's going to be our support or not. Apparently some pressure started building because our stop loss dropped down. Look here, yep, we're getting pressure, we're getting volume, starting to build up a little bit, enough that it triggered that stop loss.
When volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply, we don't move by fear or hike, you stabilize the tape each night, no FOMO chase, no legal swell, foundation set before the bell.
We can lay a resting order on either side of this candle, but be careful here, as we might find support here. It's just not as much certainty because you're basically moving sideways here. You would have had time to lock that had you put your resting order on either side of that. Again, watching when we start building pressure. I'd be guarding that, and we would be out of that. Starting to squeeze.
Screens lit up before the dawn. Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone.
Order submitted.
We don't step
Order
in
filled.
alone. From Asian script to New York slave, every session speaks your name. Range expands and order swell. You were there before the bell. Discipline behind the screen. Win or loss, we testify. You're the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the entry tries to prove. Before the breakout, before the sell. You were God. Before the bell, before the profit, before the game.
That was our trigger line here.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
I'm trying to move these stops up, not having much success at it.
Footprint heat, absorption where the buyers be. Our structure, shifting pace, still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless place.
Some missed opportunity there.
Equity curve rising well because you were before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. We don't move by fear or hype. You stabilize the tape each night. No foam, no chase, no ego swell. Foundation set before the bell, before the open, before the close,
Order submitted.
before the highs and
Order filled.
before the winds we hold stand.
Again, guys, not trading advice.
Fatal before the bell, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell, borrow yours before the bell. Oh, before the bell.
Stop filled. Order submitted.
Lit up before the dawn.
Order filled.
Future's taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asian script to New York slave, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there.
Signifies the head of the fish right there. We really shouldn't be getting long again until we get over the top of the Tinkinson and Keaton right there. We're still in uncertain territory right now. We got a possible TK cross coming to the short side. This doesn't have as much weight as what I was thinking here. It may come up to your zero and reverse on us. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to mitigate some of this exposure. Try to anyway.
Stop filled.
It's not really clear until we get over that Tinkinson and over that Keaton.
Order flow and footprint heat. Absorption where the buyers be.
We did come down, find our buyer still waiting right here. See those profile, high profile, high volume nodes on the profiles? Bullish candle, high node, it pushed. Bullish candle, it pushed. When it come back into that territory, we know that those buyers are still interested there.
Stop filled.
Okay, we're getting above there. I like that it did turn exactly on our, well, not exactly, but on our, where we're looking left anyway, saying that was potential support right there. Others were watching that as well. That was actually the edge of our squeeze here.
Order submitted.
Where are we at? We're midways on this move, possible.
Stop filled.
We're at about 2, almost 2. I mean, it could have some more move to it, to the 68.92, but we're probably going to experience a little bit of little profit taking here.
Before the bell.
Oh.
Order canceled. Order submitted.
This was a selling candle here. I'm looking as we come up and build into it. Came up right to the value area and got rejected. Found rejection right there, which is one of our targets here, basically. We are above the point of control and value area here, and this is a bullish candle now. That is a sell signal for me, typically. Right here. But we've already had some exhaustive selling here, and we found support there. It may get a little choppy again, and let's see if there's a pattern in there. Is there a pattern to pull? Not yet. We don't have the touch points, but I'm looking at a possibility of this setting up. Volume starting to build there. We get above there, we can go push into the bulls and come on up into here.
Order filled.
But I think because we have that volume building there, we're going to push down and come back and find some support here, which originally pushed us up, which would fit our squeeze here.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
little shaky territory. Whenever your Keeganson's in the price, it's a little questionable.
Discipline behind the screen.
Stop filled.
Okay, let's get,
The reason we apply
Order submitted.
it's pushing it. See if it's going to be able to break it. If that is, that'll probably be a trigger point. This will probably be a trigger point. If we exaggerated that with the target right there,
order flow and footprint heat.
Order filled.
Where the buyers be. Our structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place. No
give us to a
still in shipping. How
B.
we stay. Equity curve rising.
and then some.
Before the bell.
Down wave, made the I wave,
When volatility
broke out, leg,
and we can't stop
leg,
to multiply.
measured move.
We don't move.
We just did the measured move.
You stabilize the
That was making inward.
chase, no ego swell, foundation set. Before the bell, before
Okay.
the open, before the close,
How does that look here? We're almost at the top of the move.
the winds we won't stand tell.
Likely to stop out there.
Before the bell, before the system, before the plan, before the vision first began. Every candle, every spell.
Again, guys, not trading advice
Stop
here.
filled.
Before the bell, before the bell.
We're high here on the lower B4. Still a little bit of room here. Boom. We made it to that mark. There's a lot of volume right here, and it pushed it from that volume
Stop
there,
filled.
but that's where I wanted to guard at. I expect this to start possibly building a little bit of volume in here again. And decide if it's going to push. If it pushes, we're looking for a target up here.
Before the bell. Wrist fine and mindset clean. Discipline behind the screen. Win or loss, we testify. You're the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the edge, we try to prove.
You got to get above that previous point of control right there. Which is going to be hard with this being extended as it is. I'm expecting some sell-off right up in here.
Order submitted.
And I didn't get it in time. I missed it.
Order flow and footprint heat.
Order filled.
Absorption where the buyers be. Our structure, shifting pace.
I was trying to lock that in here.
Stops in place, no reckless play. Still in shipping, how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you are. Before the bell. Oh. When volatility spikes high. And we can't stop to multiply.
Anyway, guys, it's 12:20.
Stop filled.
I'm already late for lunch.
Stop filled.
Boom, that was a buy from our
Order filled.
other indicator here.
Before the
Order submitted.
Looks like a potential move to the upside. Real weak here, not a whole lot of signal from the here unless we get a TK cross. Probably won't get a TK cross till we get above this
Order
horizon here. Looks like it's gonna turn back up, start making new highs again. We want to see that cloud making new gains.
Stop build.
Before the bell. Discipline behind the screen. When on loss we testify of the reason we apply. Before the entry, before the move, before the entry, try to prove. Before the breakout.
Let me look at this on a 3-minute chart real quick. I just want to go and look at something.
Absorption where the buyers be. Our structure, shifting pace. Still we operate by grace. Stops in place, no reckless play. Stewardship in how we stay. Equity curve rising well because you are. Before the bell. Oh, when volatility spikes high, and we can't start to multiply. Before the bell,
Stop build.
before the close, before the highs and before
Choppy all right there.
the winds we won't stand tell. You were fatal before
Some of our other members know what this means with our algo. That's set up nicely here. Confirm here. All the way to here. Just not easy to follow. Hey guys, that's going to be it for me today. Y'all have a good weekend.
Futures taking pressure on. Liquidity stacked at every zone. We don't step in there alone. From Asia's drift to New York's flame, every session speaks your name. When the range expands and orders swell, you were there before the bell.